Okay, thank you everyone for attending. This is the January 14th, 2025 meeting of the Town of Waterford Planning and Zoning Commission. This is a web-based meeting, so we are operating under the following procedures. This meeting is being audio and video recorded. The video recording will be available within 24 hours and will be posted on the Town of Waterford's Planning Department website. To ensure good sound quality, the default rule for this meeting is that everyone will remain on mute unless they are speaking. If an attendee creates an audio or video disruption, the Zoom moderator may place them on mute or remove them from the meeting if the disruption continues. We will not use the chat feature in this meeting. Public comment will only be accepted during the public hearing portion of the meeting. The chair will announce when the hearing is open and will ask for public comment. Public comment will not be accepted after the hearing is closed. We appreciate your attendance at this meeting. Should you have any questions about the process, you may call our staff at 860-444-5813 between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. And with that, I turn over to the acting chair.
There it is. Sorry, had a minute there. Okay, the first item is the call to order and appointment of alternates. I believe, Doris, you're going to be sitting in for Greg tonight. And that gives us 4, correct?
Yeah. Yes. Yep, so we're good. We have a quorum.
Okay. Next item, approval of the December 3rd, 2024 meeting minutes. Anyone have a motion or comments on that?
Motion to approve December 3rd meetings.
Okay, sounds like we have a motion made by Doris to approve the December 3rd, 2024 meeting minutes and a second by Tim Condarino. Want to take a vote? Everybody in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Victor?
Aye. Yep.
Oh, great. All right, moving on. 4-0. Item 3, application receipt. PL 25-1, request of the Town of Waterford for municipal improvements in accordance with Connecticut General Statute Section 8-24 for a new firehouse facility located at 439 and 441 Boston Post Road. Action required by February 13, 2025.
And this application appears later on the agenda.
Okay, moving on to item 4, public hearing. And we just read the PL, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to read it, Mark?
Yep. Okay.
Sure.
PL 24-16, request of Walmart Real Estate Business Trust owner and applicant for a site plan and special permit approval for an expansion at 155 Waterford Parkway North, CR zone in accordance with sections 9.1.2, 22, and 23 of the zoning regulations, and as shown on plans entitled Proposed Site Plan Documents for Walmart Store number 233-1000, proposed pickup and signage, striping improvements, and building expansion. Public hearing must open by January 15th, 2025.
Okay. So at this point, we open up the public hearing, correct?
That's correct. And the applicant's representative is here.
Okay. So we'll, sorry, I don't know your name. Are you ready to speak?
Yes, I am. Hi, Greg DeBona with Bowler, representing we're the civil engineers that prepared the site plan documents, and we're here on behalf of Walmart requesting the application for the building expansion as well as the special permit for the reduction in parking. I will share screen. I'm just going to pull up a Google image of an aerial, but then also kind of walk through some of the sheets that were included as part of our submission. Oh, sorry, it's saying to send requests. So I just sent a request to be able to share. Oh, it looks like it's coming through. We'll try one more time here. Share. Okay, perfect. Great. Do this. All right, thanks. Hopefully everybody's seeing my screen now. I just have the Google Maps up. So just a refresher of where we are, talking about the Walmart. I'm sure everybody's familiar with the site. Wanted to just give a quick walkthrough about what it is that we do and why we're interested in proposing the expansion here and what it's going to do to benefit the operations. So Walmart has us basically evaluating all their sites up and down the East Coast. In this store in particular, we look at for improvements of their online grocery pickup operation. Today, they have that feature where you can order groceries online and basically place your order and then come to the store during a designated hour or 4-hour window for your slated pickup. And that operation primarily is focused on the right-hand side of the building today. There's actually pickup spaces that are along the side parking lot. There's also some pickup spaces here for McDonald's operation as well for a similar idea, order ahead and come and pick them up. And for this store, after the assessment of operations, it was determined that really to improve efficiency and to handle what is expected as the future demand, an expansion is really desired to the building. And the point of that expansion is to house all the operations associated with the pickup program. So some refrigeration units, a bunch of storage racks, the staging and laydown areas for the associates in the store to basically be able to shop, fulfill the orders and have it ready in an organized manner. So when the customers come and stop in their designated pickup space, everything can run in a smoother operation. One of the things that we also look at when we get asked by Walmart to evaluate the sites is just updating the parking lot standards to Walmart's latest guidance. What that means is we look at primarily things like stop control, stop bars, pavement markings, arrows. It's really just a refresh of the parking lot and cleaning up of the striping and the signage. And that's what I'm going to show you in a second here when I flip to my PDFs. So here I have the overall site plan, which was titled SSM-1. This was included as part of the plan set. This shows a snapshot of the entire Walmart parking field. All these gray areas here are the areas where we're going to have some signage and striping improvements. That's the stop bars, stop signs, arrows. And then on the right-hand side of the project is where the expansion is going to take place in the pickup spaces. The expansion building is about 3,800 square feet. It's kind of in this backwards L shape, the gray hatch, and then the other hatching around it is the additional sidewalk that we expand. We're basically losing the row of parking spaces that's right up along the side of the building, and then extending our new pickup spaces along the far right edge and then into the front parking field. I have a blow up of that area, which I'll flip to now. This is the site plan, the SP1 sheet. This has the side-by-side view of the areas being demolished and then what's being proposed on the right-hand side. Again, just kind of a little bit more of a blow up with some more detail. As I zoom in, you can see that what we're doing besides just striping wider, 12-foot wide pickup spaces, which is what Walmart prefers, and adding additional signage, on bollards to designate the pickup spaces. We're also improving things like crosswalk connections and associate paths so that the Walmart employee has a, protected pedestrian pathway to get to these spaces. which is basically an all-day operation. So the associates that work in the pickup component actually stay in that. That's their role throughout the entire day. They don't work on other areas within the store. They're specific to the pickup program. And then because most of the improvements are all really located on this side of the building, we do have some utility and grading and drainage improvements, but they are minor. It's mostly just adjusting for the elements that had to get relocated to accommodate the building footprint itself. And most of the utilities are moved into the driveway. I'll quickly flip to the utility, the grading, drainage, and utility plan, which was titled GD1. And this blow up kind of shows those improvements. We are moving our grease trap. That does require a new grease trap to be put in, and a new sewer line that's going to run down the drive aisle and then connect to the existing sewer that's in the front drive. The water line will also be relocated and reconnect at the front as well. And that's only being repositioned to provide appropriate separation from the sewer. And then there's this existing 24-inch stormwater conveyance pipe that picks up all the runoff from the parking lot. We have some new roof leaders that are going to be coming in and tying into that connects to the existing or to the new building footprint, the new roof line. The grades out there are relatively flat compared to where we are with the expansion. So we only have a little bit of minor grading and parking lot adjustments that are going to take place right around the new curb line for the building expansion. But our improvements don't really expand too much further than the side parking lot and kind of into that front row of the first area of the parking area. Just going quickly back to the overall site plan, just want to reiterate, the changes that we are proposing as far as the impacts here. So existing building is 214,326 square feet, and that includes the 12,538 square foot garden center. All that square footage would still be the same. We're just adding the 3,800 square foot addition onto it, making the total building 218,126. Under existing conditions, we have 874 parking spaces. Because of the reduction of the switching to 12-foot wide stalls, as well as losing the stalls along the side driveway, we are taking away 28 spaces, which is what is triggering the special permit to reduce us down to 846 spaces, which is roughly a 4.12 per thousand parking ratio. It's worth noting here for the board's reference that Walmart's preference is actually 4 per thousand. So anything above 4 per thousand is basically adequately parked for what their needs are. We did not do a detailed parking analysis on this site, but we did have conversations with the store manager and basically local market manager to know that this facility is usually always overparked, large seas of parking lot in the front that are never used, primarily the entire front parking lot on the other side of the main axis that cuts through the middle of the parking. So we feel we still have plenty of adequate parking, and these type of improvements are really intended to help the turnover and kind of actually put a little bit less of a demand on the parking, so we can service more customers that aren't going to go inside the store, and that are just going to place their orders and be in and out of the parking lot within 5 minutes. So those are basically the big changes, and that's what we're here to ask for approval on tonight. There were technical review letters that came through. We did provide responses to those initial comments, and I think we've really addressed anything that was an open item, but I'm certainly willing to talk about anything tonight if there's any questions or follow-up or any additional information needed from me.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions for the applicant? Tim?
I have one quick question. A 3,800 is the total addition, you said, 3,800 square feet?
That's correct. Yep.
Any more, Tim? Okay. Doris or Victor, any questions?
I have no questions.
I just have one quick question. Should this expansion be approved, is there any impact to the entryway to the store while you're doing the work?
Yeah, so what I should note here is, so the main entrances that are there now for the grocery entry and the general merchandise, they're a little bit further to the center. Those wouldn't change at all. Those portions of the building are still going to be operational. So in this area today, it's really just some side doors that provide access out to the sidewalk. Those would be the only, I guess, let's say, operational restrictions that are going to take place as we phase. The store would remain open all throughout construction, and Walmart does do a detailed phasing with the store manager and with the contractor to figure out how to be able to keep as many areas of the parking lot open and operating during construction. But the main entrances would always stay open for this project.
And is this requiring any shift in your designated handicap areas for parking?
It does not. So there are 12 spaces directly in front of the grocery entry, and there's 12 more in front of the general merchandise, as well as actually 2 more in front of the garden center. Those would all stay. We're not looking to propose or change any of that. And there's no really added need for specific ADA accessible spaces as part of pickup, because really every space is intended to be serviced by the Walmart employee. Nobody gets out of their car. So, and they're all oversized. They're all 12 feet wide to allow for that, basically the constant door opening and loading of the Walmart employee into somebody's vehicle.
Okay, so I think, is there any member of the public here that would like to speak on this matter? Okay, say for the second time, is there any member of the public that would like to speak on this application? And for the third and final time, is there any member of the public that would like to speak? Okay. So I think we need to take a vote on closing the public hearing. Is that true?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Would someone like to, do we have to make a motion to close the public hearing?
We'll make a motion to close the public hearing, PL 24-16.
I'll second that.
Okay. Motion made by Tim Condarino, seconded by Doris. To close the public hearing. Let's take a vote.
Aye.
Aye.
And aye. So 4-0 to close the public hearing. Okay. Item 5, application review. PL 24-16, request of Walmart Real Estate Business Trust owner and applicant for a site plan special permit approval for an expansion at 155 Waterford Parkway North, C-R zone in accordance with sections 9.1.2, 22, and 23 of the zoning regulations, and is shown on plans entitled Proposed Site Plan Documents for Walmart Store number 233-1000, proposed pickup and signage striping improvements and building expansion. Public hearing must open by January 15, 2025. I don't know why that's there. Okay, or action required by? So what's next? Discussion?
Yep, you could be discussing the, if you want, I can certainly go briefly over the staff report, or if members have any, or if commissioners have any questions on the staff report or anything else for staff, you can certainly ask us at this point.
You guys want to hear the staff report, or do you want to ask questions?
I have no questions right at this point.
Why don't we do the staff report and conditions, findings?
Okay, well, my staff report went into a brief history of Walmart, their construction over the years, at least since 1995, and how the parking ratio has been modified for each of the previous special permits. That's what brings them into us for a modification to the special permit, has to do with the fact that they're modifying the parking and subsequently modifying the parking ratio. It's found that certainly the parking ratio that they will end up with a 3,800 square foot addition at 4.12 spaces still meets the standards that Walmart looks for, and for parking ratios. It's still consistent with that. And also, you know, from our personal experience, you take a look out there at the parking lot, and there's plenty of parking spaces available anyway. But this special permit will establish now, because of the addition on the building, a new parking ratio of 4.12 spaces per 1,000 square feet of gross floor area. So if the commission so approves it, that parking ratio will stand until the next time, if they want to come in at some point in the future and modify parking. But this is what this particular application and special permit will authorize and approve. If you want, I can go through the findings individually, quickly. Finding one is that this application does qualify as a site plan approval and special permit modification in accordance with sections 2223.9 of the Waterford zoning regulations. The commission has previously granted two separate special permits and site plan approvals, 95-302-103-201 in April 10th, 95, and special permit and site plan approval 00-104-302 on March 13th, 2000. That's what is resulting in the established parking ratios that we are, or that they are modifying tonight. The application does meet the criteria for site plan approval pursuant to section 22 of the Waterford zoning regulations. A reduction in the parking ratio that was established by the current special permit of 4.32 spaces per 1,000, and the reduction down to 4.12 spaces per 1,000 square feet of gross floor area as a result of this application is consistent with Walmart's national parking ratio preferences submitted into the record as Exhibit 1B. And this application has been reviewed by the Design Review Board this afternoon, and found to be, or that board submits a positive report to the Planning and Zoning Commission with no conditions or changes. One condition on the special permit is the submission of inspection logs relating to the maintenance of the stormwater system shall be submitted to the Waterford Permitting Office prior to filing the final plans on the land records. And that are the findings and the one condition. If the commission has any questions on that, be happy to answer those.
Does anyone have any comments or questions on this application? Does anyone want to make a motion on this application?
Quick question, Mark, you had one finding then, or what was the total number of findings?
Total number of findings were 5. I had
Okay.
one condition.
One condition. Okay, thank you.
Yes.
I'll make a motion to approve PL-2416 with conditions pertaining to the stormwater management and findings 1 through 5.
So we're approving the site plan and the special permit modification? And parking modifications.
Correct.
Anyone seconding?
I'll
I'll
second
second
it.
that.
Okay, so motion made by Tim Conrino, seconded by Doris and Victor. Any discussion, or we want to take a vote? Vote. Okay. What do you guys
Aye.
vote?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. 4-0. I think that'll be a nice addition to the store with all the people. Thanks for coming out tonight.
Thank you guys very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate the flexibility to do this via Zoom as well. I really appreciate that. Thank you all. We'll be in touch quickly as we move forward with the construction. So thank you.
All right. Okay. Item number 6. Oh no, wait. We have another one here, right? PL-25-1. Request of the town of Waterford for municipal improvements in accordance with Connecticut General Statutes, Section 8-24, for a new firehouse facility located at 439 and 441 Boston Post Road. Action required by February 13, 2025. Do we have someone to speak on that?
Yes,
Odie-
hi. Brian Phillips here with Langen Engineering on behalf of the applicant, the town. I believe that Mark put together a staff report on this. I can sort of walk through the site plan and the project. If we'd like to do that first.
Yeah, I think what, just for kind of background, and for the commission's benefit, this is an 824 application. Okay, and so what the commission is required to find here is whether or not the construction of a new firehouse facility is consistent with the plan of conservation and development. It's not a detailed site plan review. That will be coming later. But before they can get in front of us with a site plan, and this is because this is a municipal project, the commission needs to make findings that actually the construction of a new firehouse is consistent with our plan of development. So just kind of want to give that background, that correct background information to the commission on that one. So at this point, I guess, Brian, you can go ahead.
Sure, thank you. Share my screen here. So this is our site plan. We are at 439 and 441 Boston Post Road. Currently, these properties are owned by the Oswegatchie Fire Station. This meeting, I guess, is for the town to take ownership for the proposed project. Just to give a little bit of background on the site, to our north and west, we have a residentially zoned parcel, which is being used as a farm currently. There are also 2 parcels which are interior to ours, which are also owned by the fire station. They're not included in this application. The existing fire station is sort of grayed back here on the survey. That building would remain active throughout construction until such time as the new fire station, shown here shaded, is built and operational. So this project was designed in order to maintain the fire service throughout construction. So this building would be constructed. Essentially, the eastern half of the site would be built. The building would be opened and operations would move into it. Following that time, the existing station would be demolished and the remainder of the site work would occur. We are proposing a zoning compliant plan. And because we do have a couple of wetlands in the vicinity of our project, we are proposing improvements within the upland review area. So we are currently in the application process with conservation. We met with them last week, and that process is ongoing. And as Mark mentioned, we will be submitting for a full site plan review in the coming weeks for a late February or early March presentation. I know that this is meant to just be a high level overview, so I'm happy to answer any questions, but that's sort of the high level overview of the project.
And size of the building is consistent or larger than the existing building?
The size of the building is slightly larger footprint. We do have Eric from our architect on as well. I know that this existing building is 2 stories and the majority of the proposed station, I believe, is 1 story. So it is a larger structure. We do have 3 dedicated bays here for the vehicles.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
So parking basically would be moved to where the site currently is at. Would that be correct?
Correct. Currently, the building is here on the western side, and then there's a very large parking lot which currently exists on the eastern portion of the site. So this building would be built within the location of the existing parking lot. Then the existing building would be demoed, and then a new parking lot would be installed within the footprint of the existing building.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Okay. So this is a public hearing, right, Mark? So
No.
it's not, okay.
Nope.
All right, that must have been for the one before it. Okay, so if no one has any other questions, I don't have any questions. Does anyone want to make a motion? There's one on the second page of the staff report, I believe. Oh, Mark, did you need to go over the findings?
Yeah, let me do that. Let me read those into this record briefly. The proposed construction of the new Oswegatchie Firehouse, these are findings, by the way, that I'm reading in. The proposed construction of the new Oswegatchie Firehouse, this qualifies as a Connecticut General Statute, Section 8-24 review by the Planning and Zoning Commission, as any improvement to town property would require. The construction of the firehouse is consistent with a stated goal of the 2012 Plan of Conservation and Development, the Community Facilities Chapter, to provide adequate services and facilities to meet the community needs. The improvements to the property and construction of the new firehouse facility is consistent with the 2012 Plan of Conservation and Development, Community Facilities Chapter, Section A, to monitor and adapt to changing community facility needs. The construction of the new firehouse is consistent with a major highlight of the 2012 Plan of Conservation and Development. future land use plan. In that community facilities and institutional uses will be encouraged and configured to enhance the overall community. The location of the new facility is consistent with 2012 Plan of Conservation and Development, and that the parcel in which the firehouse will be constructed is identified in the future land use plan as institutional community facility. And with that, there's a proposed motion.
Anyone want to make a motion?
I'll make a motion. Approve planning and zoning CGS 8-24 application PL-25-1 for the construction of the new firehouse facility located at 439 and 441 Boston Post Road by finding the proposal consistent with the Town of Waterford 2012 Plan of Preservation, Conservation, and Development, and to adopt the findings 1 through 5 of the staff report.
I'll second that.
Okay, so we have a motion by Doris, seconded by Tim Condorino. We take a vote. Aye.
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 Okay, sounds like 4-0.
Thank you very
for
much.
coming out tonight.
Sure. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, exciting. All right, item number 6, administrative review.
You don't have anything.
Item number 7, correspondence.
So we do have a letter received from a group of concerned neighbors adjacent to the development at what is now called 111 Clark Lane. Hi, Nick. They, as you can, just to briefly, they had concerns about the construction activities. They submitted this letter to the first selectman, the Board of Selectmen, the Conservation Commission, and the Planning and Zoning Commission. So the town staff has been working with the developer on inspections on the site. We've been monitoring the site in accordance with the plans. And we are now working with the town attorney to craft a response to this letter. So that's it for that.
Okay. I guess that moves us on to item 8, commission business. Is there any past or ongoing projects we need to talk about?
There's nothing new at this point, just continuing construction. 118 Boston Post Road, the gas station in front of Aldi's, is getting close to being completed. They have some issues they need to deal with regarding setbacks and propane tank locations. Other than that, I don't have any other projects coming in yet.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, have we heard anything back on the POCD?
We've been working very hard with the consultant and staff to fix up, as we discussed at our meeting in October now, I believe it was, when to get the first 7 chapters. It's now 7 chapters because we think we split out a couple, done and ready to have the commission review again. And then we've gotten through all 7 chapters, and we're going through one last time for a final run through before we feel it's good. It's ready for you guys to read again. We are also going to be going through the remaining chapters and doing a lot of the editing and things that we don't really think the commission needs to be spending time on at the meetings. You guys should be worrying about policy and substance versus, a sentence structure and grammar. So we're taking care of all that stuff ahead of time. So you'll probably be getting another set of chapters for the last 8 to 13, chapter 8 to 13. But it'll be a much cleaner document, and then we'll be able to, I think we'll be able to get through it a little easier at the meetings and have more productive meetings.
Great. All right. I think that brings us to item 9. Does anybody want to make a motion to adjourn? Unless anyone has anything else they want to add before we do that. No. Okay.
A motion to adjourn.
Give a second.
I'll second.
Second.
Okay. Motion made by Doris, seconded by Tim Conrino to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a nice night.
Have a great night.
You
Good night.
too.